Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Buglo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac, but we're like 40 episodes in, so you should know that by now. There
Well,
will be a test.
maybe folks come in just for this episode because they want to see the mission that we're playing this time.
That's
Who
true.
knows?
There still will be a
Uh,
test, though.
okay. Uh,
Failure means death.
no, that doesn't.
Oh yeah, wait till we
So
get to the Klingon side.
this time, I'm going to start off with another new ship, and actually, I didn't think I was going to be able to show off the Tier 5 Defiant refit. But it turned out when I was here looking at my ships that I happened to have one of the old Tier 5 Vice Admiral free tokens, which I guess must just be a subscriber only thing at this point. I'll have to double check that because I thought that they removed that a while ago.
Maybe it's because
Like,
you're lifetime too.
it could be. It's clearly not something that was left behind on this character because this character was built
New,
well
yeah.
after the change to free to play.
hmm
So, oh well, whatever. It was. I was considering buying the Defiant retrofit anyway.
But now
This
you
just
don't have
saved
to.
me. Well, if I buy it, it unlocks it for all characters.
True.
But since I used my token, it unlocks it for this character. In fact, it doesn't even unlock it looking at the screen here because it's just saying it wants me to pay Zen for it now.
Mm.
So if I were to release my Defiant retrofit, it will probably not let me recover it.
Sad.
Well,
But it's
at this
fine, so
point,
you're not going to do that.
yeah, like at this point, why would I release it? I mean, oh come on, I've got I've got two ship slots left, but I've got a bunch of low-level ships that I could just get rid of before I
Yeah.
get rid of the.
You get rid of the other Defiant.
Yeah, like I could get rid of the other Defiant, which I could actually rebuy because that other Defiant is a C store one. I've got, uh, yeah, it's a bunch of low-level ships that I don't need to hold on to, and a few of them are even C store, so I would be able to recover them anyway.
Excellent.
So I've already done all my uh, moving of equipment and stuff over to the new Defiant, so might as well get myself out and head
Out
back
in the
to
cold.
head back to where Mecha is.
That's what the next mission's called.
That's right.
Coincidentally, it's actually very cold outside.
It is. It's where I live is pretty darn cold.
I have my window open because I'm hardcore like that.
That seems like a, not a good idea.
I got off work, I was very hot and sweaty, and I like the cold. How cold is it outside? 28 degrees in Tacoma, Washington, which is roughly where I live.
That's a little on the cold side.
Yep, I love it. Can't stand the heat. Like, 13-year-old me who lived in the Mojave Desert in California would probably call me a wimp. When I like bitch about 80-degree weather. By the way, if you can't tell we're dating this, it's like November.
Yeah.
A week before
So
Black Friday.
yeah, geez, man. All right. So the special thing about the Defiant retrofit is that unlike the uh, Tier 3 version of the ship, this one actually comes with the cloak, so you can turn invisible.
It's like the only Federation ship with that, isn't it?
No, there are a few. Actually, the first ship on the Federation side that Cryptic released that had the cloaking shield was the Galaxy X.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one existed.
Yeah, I
That one's
think a lot of
so
people
weird
do.
because it's like a non-canonical future design that probably may have not happened, but
Well, yeah, Cryptic took the stance of it could have happened, and that's why.
Picard told everybody about it, and they said, "Hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that."
Well, that, or it could have also just been they realize that something like that is actually pretty useful for what is going on in the Federation currently.
Mm-hmm.
Like it probably would have happened anyway. Is kind of the stance that Cryptic was going by,
Yeah.
because all it basically is a retrofit of the regular galaxy.
Yeah. The part that didn't happen is that it wasn't the Enterprise.
Yeah. Cryptic has been saying for a while that they're planning on making a saucer separation version of the Galaxy X, or at least adding the ability to equip the saucer separation console onto it.
Mm-hmm.
They've been kind of stuck on getting the art done for that.
Yeah, I always wondered how that would work, just because of the large underside being a giant cannon that looks kind of merged into the star drive section.
Yeah. Anyway, so this next mission, the one that we're going to do, is one of my favorite missions in the entire game, because the first part of it looks absolutely beautiful. Oh,
I
I should
completely
probably.
forget which mission this is, but that's okay. It'll come back to me when we start it.
Yeah,
I don't see you.
yeah, I'm on the way.
I see a guy named Dirty Harry in the USS Myrtle Beach. I've never seen Dirty Harry, so I have no idea if that's actually a reference to the movie.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There's a Kincaid in the USS Jack O'Neill with two L's.
Of course.
Two L's was the one in the TV series, right?
No, I thought it was 1L.
Oh. Yeah, no, there's a joke because they actually literally changed the name between, or by changed the name, I mean added an L or subtracted an L between the show and the movie.
I'm pretty sure that there is a part in the show as well where they make a joke about that.
Yeah,
Where
like
he specifically
Richard Dean Anderson says the other one has no sense of humor.
no, it was there is a part where they are actually specific. In fact, I think it is the episodes with the TV show inside the TV show that is based on
Oh,
them.
maybe,
And
yeah, that would make
during
sense.
that, there is a point where he specifically calls out as a taunt, "It is the one with 1L," or
Yeah.
whatever.
That was a good show that should have gotten an MMO because it was kind of really well set up for it. I know they were
Yeah.
making one, but then it kind of died.
Yes. When I remember seeing the stuff that they were saying that they were making an MMO on, I was thinking, man, that gate setup would be pretty awesome for like randomly generated maps like in Dot Hack.
Yeah, I know. It's a great setting for an MMO. It's just I guess the timing wasn't right.
Probably. Anyway, so yeah, as people can see now, this map has some of the nicest art assets in the entire game. Like
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I just love the look of the solar winds coming off of the busted up parts of planets. It's
like
looks so good.
Almost like we're at warp, but we're not.
Yeah, it just all looks so good.
Because you can't engage in combat at warp except when you can.
Yeah, yep. Except for the times that
Except
plot
for in a
says.
J.J. Abrams movie.
Actually, I'm not even really entirely sure that it's ever been fully established that you can't fight in warp. Just that it's
No,
very difficult for two ships to be next to each other.
Yeah, in the show it was mostly like it was like torpedo combat when they were at warp. The couple times I remember it. Just because, yeah, you're moving so fast that like actually getting in close range with phaser, well, relatively close range with phasers is probably impossible or difficult. But that brings up the whole issue of how like combat distance is represented in science fiction anyway.
Yeah.
To where like quote unquote realistically, if you were having things fight in space, it would be fighting like hundreds of miles apart, and little dog
Well,
fights.
that's also how they are in normal Star Trek.
Yeah,
Cryptic has limited it to 10 kilometers for mostly game design reasons, but
it's because it's
like
more interesting.
the technical manuals though actually do kind of mention that some of the weapons that are used have like thousands of kilometers of effective range.
Yeah,
And I don't even mean torpedoes. I mean like some like phasers and
stuff,
and such can shoot
yeah. It's
really
more
really
like
damn
Star
far.
Trek and Babylon 5 that kind of play that with like enclosed fighter dog fights.
Yeah. And honestly, like it kind of made the game work a little better. Like yes, it's a little bit less like canon or logical that you're limited to 10-kilometer ranges, but like
Yeah. I want to be able to see what I'm shooting at, damn it.
yeah, like that's basically what it is. Like a lot of these ships are most of the ships that are represented in the game are smaller than 1 kilometer in size.
Mm-hmm.
Like your ship there is probably only like 600 or 700 meters.
Yeah, and this is one of the bigger ones.
And that is actually one of the biggest ships in the game. The Defiant, the one that I'm using here, the scaling that Cryptic decided to use for it is its size to 170 meters. In the show, it actually varied between 120 and 170 meters in length. Because
Consistency.
yeah, actually, Deep Space Nine was terrible for consistency in retrospect.
It's not the only thing, so it's okay.
I mean, that's true. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing, but like there were a lot of things that they used in Deep Space Nine that they just decided to change the scaling because they felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what we did there is we just saved a few Defurry transport ships, but mostly we just saw that really, really beautiful map. That is one of my favorite maps in the entire game.
And now we get to go to a different system.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this other half of the mission is not as good as the first half. I'm sorry to say, because we start off with a pretty normal space battle, and then we go to a kind of lengthy, well, it's not really lengthy, but an extended ground portion, which is not really that well done.
Get my
but oh well.
out before we go into.
Yeah. So first we need to beat up a few defense ships around this dilithium mine where it seems that they're holding some prisoners. And that's a bad thing.
Yeah, holding prisoners is awful unless you're the Federation and have a secret prison facility manned by holograms.
Well, it's not the holding prisoners that's bad, it's the fact that they're using them as slave labor.
Yeah, that's bad, except when the Federation does it.
I don't think the Federation uses their prisoners as slave labor. They just use their hologram.
Does, kind of. I mean, it's not slave labor, but there's like places in California where basically like the roadsides are kept.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I haven't seen it up here in Washington, but I know in California used to be. Yeah, they have. I'm assuming, like low-risk prisoners, like thieves, not murderers, out cleaning, highways and stuff, and trash and all that.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it's also something that could have been abolished in the 15 years it's been since I've lived in California. So.
Well, I mean, work release programs like that are kind of popular, and they're actually fairly effective.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing about stuff like that is that they give. Really, the point of those is that they provide skills that the that the prisoners should then be taken into a career when they leave, so that they don't reoffend. Whether that's really what happens is a whole
To be
other
fair, it's picking
discussion.
up garbage. Any idiot can do that. I mean, that
Eh.
example. Though, before I lived here, actually, I was at a hiking, like a waterfall forest area, this hiking thing, and there were actually kids carrying up buckets of rocks as like community service as opposed to this as a So, like, that's a good punishment system.
Yeah.
Because hauling up buckets of rocks on a very, very steep hiking trail. Going hiking on a very steep hiking trail when you're not carrying buckets of rocks and we're actually on vacation, not very fun.
Yeah. So how well are you finding the swarmers to perform?
Pretty good, actually. They're smart.
That's pretty
They
good.
kind of blow up occasionally, but quick refresh time.
Yeah, because they are. Is it 4
Six.
per squadron?
Three per squadron.
So 3 per
Six total.
squadron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six per squadron, 12 totals, but I mean. But
Yeah.
it spawn when you click it to spawn them, it's 3 at a time.
Oh, yeah. So
Oh.
it's
3 at a time in each squadron. So.
yeah. So it's 3 per squadron, 6 per hangar bay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
decent amount.
Yeah, decent amount.
I haven't really taken advantage of stuff like intercept yet, just because these guys don't really use the high torpedoes.
Yeah, some of those other orders are not that great.
It's like this is back when we were fighting Romulans. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. The escort one is apparently a lot better. It's supposed to be fairly effective if you just saying escort me, and they will stick around you and shoot at enemies.
They clearly need to add in connect support with the carriers.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, aren't they releasing Connect for the PC at some point?
Connect for PC has already been out for a while.
I never
Microsoft did say that they're going to release a version of the new Kinect, but there's actually has been a version of the Kinect V1, an official version of the Kinect V1 for Windows for years now.
Oh, okay.
It actually had been reverse engineered for Windows, like back when it first came out, pretty quickly, but they released an official one a few years ago. So we do have a bunch of Defuri in cells here. We can't get them out just yet. We need to go through this mine and clean up the place.
That means kill them all.
Yep, which includes shooting a phaser beam through the mine walls.
That's fine.
Probably not a good idea.
Oh, it's fine. It's not like this place is unstable and rumbling.
It's not like we're on an asteroid or anything.
Yeah. Whoops. Get some slowdown there.
Whoops. Yeah, so one thing that's kind of a pain about this mission is that it's tight hallways against Breen NPCs, and because the Breen like to use those cold grenades all the time,
They chill out a bit.
Yeah, it's very difficult to avoid the area of effect.
Just make sure I did the barrage of really bad cold puns last week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We will go with that.
No matter how bad I do, I can't do worse than Arnold Schwarzenegger and Batman and Robin. That is the king of bad cold puns.
Yeah, those were pretty bad.
Do you know what's killed the Breen? The Ice Age! Ha 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 ha!
Sometimes I wonder why I keep you around.
I die so you don't have to.
Yeah, also I would probably get a little lonely if I was just sitting here talking to myself. for
Lonely.
like an
Or
hour
develop
each week.
personality, multiple personality disorder.
I would rather not.
That's great. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is actually. Uh, yeah, it's kind of a shame that this part of the mission is less good than the first part, just
Well,
because that first
it's not
part
even
is.
bad so much as it's kind of drags out.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. I would have either cut out one of the waves of Breen, second Breen raiders in the first part, or like not had the ship defenses be as thick in the beginning of the part going into the mine. And then
yeah,
just in general have less ground stuff.
yeah. This room could probably have had only one group instead of two groups.
Yeah. Which, admittedly, that is a criticism that applied the whole game. Is the game should have less ground stuff.
Yeah, the ground stuff in general should probably have been less of like the shoot 'em stuff and more like
More,
secondary
the puzzle
objective.
stuff's good, or the
Yeah, puzzle stuff or the general interactivity stuff.
oops, I died.
Oh dear. I mean, it's not.
They
It's
struck
not to
me
say
stone
that
cold dead.
I just there are parts of the ground combat, the ground stuff in general that I like, and there are parts that I don't.
Well, it's not bad. It's just
It's not bad.
it's not
Just
unplayable. It's just
yeah.
samey.
When it first came out, the ground combat was pretty bad, but that's because like the main reason why the ground combat was really bad at first was pretty much because they left they didn't activate auto fire for ground combat.
Uh,
They only had it uh, for space combat, and that's like with the way ground weapons worked in this game, like that not a good idea. That is not a good idea.
so now we're back here.
Yep, so we did a full loop of the mine. So since we deactivated the transport inhibitors, we're just going to make sure that the Defuries were evacuated. So
And
we'll
they have all either
investigate.
evacuated or are all completely dead.
So we've confirmed that the Defuri have transported away, and now we're being faced with a boss.
Thought Trell, along with his grunt, or Thought Gran rather. Thought Trell is like the big boss. This is Thought.
Yeah.
Thought Gran. And I died again.
Yeah. So this guy, because he's a boss dude, he does actually have that super powerful
that ice beam.
Yeah, that very powerful AoE beam.
It's super effective.
It is very effective.
So, that means I'm a dragon type Pokemon, right?
You might be. But he also can't resist focus fire.
Yep. Oh, we've got 15 Lobi already for this.
Ah,
Excellent.
excellent.
I've actually been bad about doing that, so.
Yeah, I kind of stopped like a few weeks ago.
There's nothing really I want with the Lobi store, so.
Well, I also went and opened up a bunch of boxes in order to get the Voth ship. So now I have a lot of Lobi.
And a Voth chip, right?
And a Voth ship. Anyway, so we have saved all the guys, and the reward for this mission is actually a pretty neat one. The Breen Transphasic Cluster Torpedo works as a torpedo, but instead of hitting the enemy and exploding, it just before it reaches the enemy, it detonates and releases like 16 transphasic mines. So it deals a lot of damage from that too. It's a little glitchy though, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame.
And I need to clean out my inventory, so just give me 1 second.
So anyway, I'll pick up the next mission here, Cold Comfort. This one is actually a pretty short one, and if someone was interested in doing missions to grind out the daily stuff, Cold Comfort is an easy way to go about that.
Conversely, I've done this mission about 10 times in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I need to go up here.
But yeah, it is a very short, pretty much dialogue-only mission.
Yeah, and it is a good example of the sort of thing we're in fact just talking about, because it is very much show oriented.
Yeah. It's like, one of the things I always wanted to see someone do was do like a Star Trek: The Next Generation. Well, by someone, I want Telltale to make a Star Trek: The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or original series, whatever, adventure game, because that would be awesome. And it is like the perfect medium for doing Star Trek.
Yeah,
Not that this game's bad. I have fun with it, but if you were talking
yeah,
about just doing a general Star Trek game without any particular focus, adventure game is probably the best you can do.
and there have actually been a few very good Star Trek adventure games.
Yeah. Well, I said Telltale because Walking Dead,
Yeah.
all that. Of course, the thing I really, really want is Telltale to do a Doctor Who adventure game. Someone
Yeah.
teased that to me. I'm like, do it now.
Yeah. Not gonna happen.
They could. The last one flopped. Maybe they'll shop the license around.
Yeah,
Actually, the
maybe.
last Doctor Who game flopped. Maybe they'll shop the license around to go Telltale. Go, hey, we could do that.
All right, so we're gonna beam over to this the ferry ship and see what we can do.
Yeah, they were attacked.
Yeah,
But
by the
unlike normal, the
marine.
attackers are gone, so we have to help afterward.
And the
So,
ship is actually in one piece.
yes. Kind of weird. They kind of suck at attacking. It's like they had some kind of ulterior motive.
Yeah.
So, we have to triage this patient over here first. And I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
So, ask him
Which
what
doesn't
hurts.
actually give you a benefit in
No. So, he got hit
by
in
a
the side
disruptor
by a disruptor
and didn't die.
and didn't die. So, I'm going to go over here and give him something.
Yeah. So first we need to do is give them give the furry here a painkiller.
Yeah, I'm going to give him Metropan, because that's a good painkiller, right?
I don't think that's the one you want.
I think it is. So I don't know if it popped up for you, but
No, it didn't.
Metropan caused him to go into anaphylactic shock because he's allergic to it.
Yeah. So you could actually talk to the guy and get details. Like each one of the different medications have different purposes.
Yes, the one we actually want is Bicardine. I just did that to be a really horrible doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. Bicardine is interesting because in the description of it, it says that it can be addictive.
Mm-hmm.
But because we're only going to use it once, and he is allergic to the other serious injury
Metropan, yes.
painkiller.
Yeah, I actually, and if you ask him, he will say he's allergic. I just did it because
Oh,
it amused me. And I knew it
apparently,
wouldn't cause us to fail the mission because I have before.
apparently I have to also do it.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
But
So
yeah,
now
I tried it before to see if it would make you just fail the mission, but no, it's just like, oh no, he's got an anaphylactic shock, but we can handle it because we're future doctors.
there is actually a part later in the mission where you can just straight up fail
Yes.
by talking to the dudes wrong.
Which is why I'm
Now
not
we
going
need,
to be an asshole in that part.
yeah. So now we need to talk to this dude who seems disoriented,
He
to
thinks
say
we're
the
his
least.
mother.
He thinks a lot of things. He is kind of confused.
He is, in fact, very loopy.
Yeah. So we need to after you ask him a few questions, a new option shows up that says he seems kind of disoriented. And then you can ask him a whole other set of questions, which you're trying to very specifically get him to respond to things. And he really has no idea what's going on.
Yes. So now we
now
give him more drugs because drugs are the answer to everything.
well, first we need to get
Oh yeah, we need to
the
scan his
scanner.
brain.
Yeah.
Then we get to give him drugs. Because every 80s after school special you ever saw was wrong, kids.
So it turns out that there's some kind of cortical implant which is causing these strange disorientations. So we're going to give him a anesthetic and hopefully make things a little better. And the correct answer to this one is the antrazine because it specifically calls out that it interferes with cranial implants.
Yeah, and there's no way to know if he's allergic to anything, so we just had to hope.
Yeah.
That he wasn't, of course.
So once we've gotten him to settle down and come a little bit back, be a little more lucid, we get to talk to the good doctor again. He has no idea what that is, so we should go talk to some of these Breen that have been captured.
It's a cortical psychic patch.
Yeah, it's kind of magical.
That was a constant plot device in Transformers Prime that basically had them going into memories and stuff. I actually just remembered it because the wording is really weird and they used to say it a lot. And that show had Jeffrey Combs playing Ratchet, the Transformer or the Autobot Doctor. So there's actually a link to Star Trek, which is why I brought it up.
So big thing here is as we walk into the area, we get a brief primer on how to deal with the Breen, and it's basically they're very proud and logical. So you don't want to insult them, and you want to not come across as kind of dumb.
And whatever you do, do not say that they look like the bounty hunter from
the
Jedi.
They also really don't like that for some reason. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, so you can talk to all of them.
But the only one who matters is this third one. And so, actually, something that's very amusing for me when I've gotten to this point, like when I was grinding these missions for the Lobi crystals, is my tactical officer is a Breen bridge officer. And so I'd enter this room and I'd have my Breen bridge officer pop up to give me the talk on how Breen work, except it doesn't quite recognize that it's a Breen giving me the details. So he talks as if he was a normal Starfleet officer.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun if you're like a Romulan as a Klingon aligned Romulan later on, because your entire crew talks like they're Klingons even though they're not. Or say even if they're not. So is this still separate for each of us? Like, did you?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, after a point, you basically need to go shut off his boss's audio so he can't hear what he's going to say, because that would be dishonorable.
Yeah. So I've blocked that. So now let's go back and continue the interrogation. Yeah, like you can see how like some of these are kind of very pointed at him. You're kind of insulting his honor,
like calling a species of a race of monsters.
Yeah, like you don't want to do that.
I'd also like to point out something else. His name is Tran. He's a combat medic. So we are in fact talking to Dr. Tran, which is a goofy internet video from a few years ago. I don't know if you remember that one, but
I don't think I do.
I'll show it to you later. But I doubt it's intentional. I just found it amusing. It could be intentional, but
anyway. So once we finally walk the way through, he tells us how we can remove the implants. So we run back to Dr. Kosa.
Yes. Now, I'm assuming he didn't say cut open their brain and take it out, but
I think he just sort of says that he will pass on the knowledge of how to remove the implants, and we just need to let folks know that. You know.
I mean, it saves the story writers from having to figure out how to remove the fake implant.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
brain surgery is hard.
yeah. So what it seems that the point of the implant is to withdraw details about Defuri rhymes and songs about the preservers. Seems like the Breen are trying to find out the location of the preserver thing in this area. So that whatever they're up to, it's probably not good. Oh, there we go. Now that you've done that, it's actually flagged it as done for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I saved your trip back here then.
Yeah. Basically, Tran says that there is uh, a group of Breen that are not very pleased with the way this is going and are willing to basically defect,
Which includes him.
which includes him.
Unfortunately, you don't get the Breen bridge officer at this point, but
No,
you
it's
do get, after getting a really awesome torpedo launcher last mission.
You get another really awesome torpedo launcher. So the rapid reload transphasic torpedo launcher is basically a normal transphasic torpedo, which basically, so I really like the transphasic torpedoes. They may do the least damage of all the torpedoes, but they have like 50% shield bypass. So based on uh, the way I like to play, they tend to work the best for me. Uh, so what the benefit of the rapid reload one is that a normal transphasic torpedo launcher has, I believe, a 10-second cooldown between shots, while the rapid reload has a 8-second cooldown, which puts it on par with the normal photon torpedo. Photon?
It's
Yes.
Photon, yeah. Star Wars
Yeah,
is
it's one.
Proton.
Yeah. I
There's a
sometimes get
difference somehow because science.
I sometimes get those a little confused.
That said, this game has anti-protons, so
Yeah. And they added. Actually, they do have proton beams as part of the new reputation.
but not proton torpedoes because that would probably be a legal battle
Yeah.
waiting to
Yeah.
happen. And then Abrams would have to choose between his two children. Who does he love more? Probably Star Wars, but
Little do we know he's already planning the crossover.
you know, I'm not gonna say I've read fan fiction that was pretty good that crossed him over, but I read fan fiction that was pretty good that crossed him over.
So anyway,
It did cool stuff like basically had Thrawn controlling the Borg Collective.
that seems kind of crazy.
Kind of scary.
Anyway, so apparently the Breen have started. Well, I should say started, but have
Attack
directly
the planet
attacked.
again.
Yeah. So we are going to head back to the ruins that we saw before, and we're going to find a part of a old preserver star chart.
Yeah, that puzzle we were trying to activate before.
Yep. Which should work better for us now.
Yes,
I hope.
you totally remember how to do that, right?
Well, yes.
Because I don't.
Well, they also like straight up give us the solution.
Mm.
It's just they tell it as part of a rhyme, so we need to figure it out what they mean.
Brain no worky good.
It's not that difficult though.
Yeah, I know.
First, let's head over to the ruins, and then it should give us the prompt. Here it is.
By the way, this mission's called Cold Case.
Yeah.
Continuing the cold theme.
Okay, so we need to point east, south, and then southeast.
Did you just look that up on like YouTube or GameFAQs?
No, the guy just told us.
Okay. So at this is a point where we have to. Well, okay, you can stand in the center because I'm pretty sure you always have to stand in the center.
No, it's, oh, okay, sure. And
But yeah, we have to use our bridge officer, like, move here commands.
oh, come on. Okay, there we go.
As you can see,
Okay.
this works out perfectly without any issue.
All right. So now we need to do to south. So if you can move up to the upper corner.
This one?
No, no.
Other
The
one?
other one. Yeah, the other one. All right. And then it was southeast. So we need to point here, and I need to move my guy. No, my goodness. It's just like the pointers are not like this for some reason they're off by like a few meters.
MMO pathing. Ha. How did my Bajoran terrorists do it? They're very smart. So, this one?
Yeah, the one that my guy keeps running right by.
See?
Yeah, all right. So you
Get
should
a
be able
Bajoran
to.
terrorist to do it perfectly for you.
So you should be able to You should be able to activate that now.
Not close enough.
Oh, that's
Okay,
weird.
never mind. I actually cannot activate it for whatever reason. Maybe you.
Oh, okay.
No, there it goes.
Oh.
Hang on. Let me get my other character who is not a Bajoran terrorist to stand right there. There we go. You have to be like right on top of it.
Did it?
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Now we have to scan the hologram.
Oh, it seems I have to do that as well. So you can't quite see it because Mecha is standing on the platform. But yeah, there you go. Little piece of a star map. So we're going to beam back up to our ship because apparently there are some Breen ships that are coming to attack.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that my my fighters aren't still out.
They probably aren't. They probably came back.
Told them to stay on patrol. I'm firing Rick Fokker's ass. Roy Fokker, not Rick Fokker. See what I did there? I combined Rick Hunter and Roy Fokker.
Yes, you did.
But yeah, it's supposed to be Macross, so it should be Kadoichi Joe, not Rick Hunter.
Rick Hunter is the better name.
Only because you're American. North
No,
American.
it is the better name.
Kadoichi Joe is a fine name.
Right. If you say so.
Amazing it was Roy Faulkner in both.
Yes, it was. In fact,
Conversely,
really the only person who had their name changed was Ben and Rick Hunt and Rick.
Yes. Like Max
Well, okay,
Max Sterling in Robotech and was Max Genius. Or
Yeah.
Max it was Genis, but honestly it was Genius in Macross. Milia became Miria.
Well,
The
it was
weirdest
just
one was Macross had Misa Hayes and Robotech changed it to Lisa Hayes. Because apparently Misa is not an actual name or something, I don't know. Okay, so can we travel now?
yeah. You just
go.
couldn't before because you were still in combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to run over to the other end of the galaxy here.
Not the galaxy, just the star system.
It's a pretty big star system.
Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry, it's a sector.
Yeah,
Um,
might as well.
but yeah, point is, Macross not nearly as different from Robotech as people would have you believe.
Yeah, the Macross portion of Robotech is pretty much the same. It is the other shows that were not necessarily changed a lot.
No,
It was
the
more
Mospia
that
part is almost completely identical too. The third
Yeah.
part. It's just nobody has ever seen that show. Okay, why? Oh,
oh,
mission's
whoops.
being stupid. Give me a sec. There we go. Second part's a little different, but second part also sucks in both versions, so whatever.
Yeah.
I apologize to any
yes.
Southern Cross fans out there who may or may not exist.
They probably don't exist.
If they do exist, they're probably not listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Or, not podcast, Let's Play. Let's do a
maybe
podcast right now.
I think it's safe to say that it could be argued that we are doing one as well.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah,
Because
for the most part, as I remember, it's mostly the backgrounds and a few of the terminologies that are changed.
yeah,
Not anything else.
yeah, nothing major. People still die in both.
Yeah. All right. This map is also one that looks real nice.
Yeah, there's a very not unlike Earth planet right there.
Yeah, and I like the rings around it.
Okay, maybe it's not quite like Earth.
Anyway, so we got
Earth doesn't
a
have rings yet.
yet.
Shifty eyes.
Although you can see that there are cities on that planet. That's actually
I'm
really
stuck
interesting.
on a satellite. Thank
Well,
God this game has no collision damage.
yeah, yeah. It actually is a pretty good thing that there's
I'll
no
be
collision
there in
damage.
like minutes. As
Well,
soon as I get unstuck.
hopefully when I do this, when I scan the thing, it'll register for you as
Oh God,
well.
it's not that I'm stuck, it's that I've literally merged with it. Okay, there we go.
All right, did you get credit?
Yes.
All right.
Now I have to scan abnormal lunar topography, which I'm actually close to, so... I just have to go to this moon up here.
Yep.
This moon, which is in the middle of the rings, I don't know if that actually works.
I bet it does.
I'm no astronomer, though, so... I mean, I'm sorry, that's no moon, it's a space station. That's what you wanted me to say, right?
Well, it is hollow.
Okay.
So there's
Maybe it is a space station, I don't know.
no, the inside of it was basically hollowed out by the preservers in order to hide another clue to the star map. Which leads us to this asteroid piece over here,
Which we can blow up.
which we can blow up. Is there something buried underneath here?
Use all our great, awesome Federation technology to blow up an asteroid.
That's
Take that,
hiding.
Bruce Willis.
It's hiding a holographic projector.
A really, really big one.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty sure they just used the exact same graphic.
I think that is a different one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same. Anyway, so we're done at this sector.
Now we have to go somewhere else in this area.
Yep.
This region. Which is Manic, which is right down here. Not too far from where we started.
Yeah. So once again, going to the other end of the sector map. Yeah, I think that this mission is pretty good, but it is also a lot of crisscrossing.
Go there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not too long.
No, it isn't. At least.
As I jam the key to not like completely shoot past it when my
yeah.
my
That's actually one of the
transport's
problems with. That's actually one of the problems with using the slipstream, is
can't
that
turn it off.
you can't turn it off and you can't turn. But you can change your velocity. You can actually set your forward mobility to 0 as you're using the slipstream. But yeah, it's strange because also the auto fly kind of doesn't work once you use the quantum slipstream.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you're pointing right towards where you're trying to go to, if you the moment you turn on quantum slipstream, the auto fly to the destination won't stop you at your destination anymore.
Yeah, that's why I usually wait till I'm on like a straight shot to it anyway.
Yeah.
This is taking a bit to load here.
Yeah, they needed to find an instance. So there's a Breen group here that are running away from us.
Let's kill him.
Apparently we think that that's because they've got a piece of the puzzle and we just need to beat it out of them. So let's happily
Like
oblige.
Weenies used to shoot them.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
Yeah, we certainly didn't. Yeah, we certainly didn't need a reason to beat them up. Oh, that was fast. Oh, and apparently they did in fact have a piece of the star chart. So
Now we've got it. Guess what? We
got
get
it.
to go to another place.
Yeah, because I think we got one more piece we need to put together.
Yeah. The Rava system, or Rave.
Rave.
It's pronounced Rave. Which is,
back
all the
from
way
whence
up
we
here.
came. Yeah, all the way once again on the other end of the map.
Mm-hmm. Is that a Borg cube? That's a Borg cube.
Yep. One of the side stuff that happens in the Defuri system, which was actually added after the sector was added for the featured episode series, was a daily zone where Borg were invading their planet.
Think we should do something about that, or can someone else handle it?
I'm sure there are a lot of people in this sector, so I'm sure someone's handling it.
Yeah, let's tomorrow's my weekend, so I can take the day off. So
Yeah.
let someone else deal with the Borg. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Oh, yeah, nothing bad will happen this time. Alright.
Race to Rave 2.
So now the Breen are attacking a dig site, so we'd better
Beam down to
down
Rave 2.
and deal with that.
I think I just plunge through the atmosphere in the dig site and pull up at the last second while firing a torpedo at it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Damn right. I'm pretty sure that actually happened in Babylon 5 at some point, where they like hyper jumped into the atmosphere, did a quick strike, and then jumped out in the span of like a second.
I can't say that I remember something like that happening, but
I want to say it was Babylon 5, but I could be completely off.
Well, that's a possibility. I could just be misremembering or forgetting.
Show.
It was pretty good.
Welcome to our Let's Play Star Trek Online, where we talk about stuff that isn't Star Trek. Thanks to me.
Well, hey, it's better than us talking about nothing.
That's true. We're in a loading screen anyway, so.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Babylon 5, Deep Space Nine, not that much different.
For the longest time, until I finally got around to rewatching Babylon 5, there was this one scene that I had. Like, I'm positive that I remember it from Babylon 5, but it was a scene of an area that. It was a area of the station that was the same kind of grungy look as Deep Space Nine. Like, it had that sort of brown, old, beat up style. But like, there is no scenes in all of Babylon 5 that look like that. So I don't know if I'm like remembering seeing one of the movies or if I'm just
maybe
entirely forgetting.
Well, it's weird because I know there are grungy places on Babylon 5.
Yeah, but
I don't remember anything that
places...
looked exactly, the same kind of style as DS9. So.
Yeah, like it was that kind of brown. But when I went through and rewatched the show, I was very specifically looking for that, and there are no scenes in all of the show that are quite like that.
Yeah, it could have been just one of the like 5 movies they did.
Yeah. Which I haven't actually gotten around to watching. I have them.
Half of them are worth it.
Yeah, I have them on DVD, but I haven't gotten around to actually watching any of them yet.
Like, in the beginning's good. Third space is mildly unoffensive. I thought River of Souls was boring as hell, despite having Martin Sheen in it. Call to Arms was okay, except it was, a pilot to a show that lasted one season and nobody liked it. Well, not to say nobody liked it, because it's unfair to say nobody liked the spin-off, because from the get-go it was basically screwed anyway, so like being aired out of order and only getting one season done and all that.
That sucks.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I'm guessing behind the scenes tension, the show was literally canceled before the first episode aired. Or I should say, the network executives had decided to cancel before the first episode aired.
Lame.
Yeah, I have no idea what possible reasoning you could have for doing that, but... So hey, we found the star map part thing, finally. Oh look, there's jerks who want to take it from us, because they're jerks.
Yeah, so we'd better do something about that.
I mean, they're honorable logical warriors who are jerks.
Well, I mean, they did allow us a few seconds, so that let me put up some of my turrets at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab you in the face, Thought Par. It's weird because Thought Trell keeps coming out, and he's like the big bad.
Yeah, he is the boss.
Mission, but it's like every time he talks, I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll fight you now, but no, it's Thought something else.
Thought someone else.
Thought
well,
Bob.
we'll deal with Thought Trell soon enough.
We're awesome. We both died after the fight. So
I got KO'd by the generator exploding.
Yeah.
And you got KO'd, I think, by the frost AoE.
Yeah. But we got what we came for.
Yeah. So we got the full star chart, which we're just going to leave right here so that Debreen can pick it up when we leave.
Clearly. Well, to be fair, isn't really the Starfleet way to, grave rob and destroy historical artifacts.
Yeah, I know. It's just amusing that we're just going to straight up leave and not leave anything behind or anything.
Yeah. Anyway. I would like to think we put in a call for, security team or something.
Hopefully.
Starfleet has the best security ever.
Yes. Something like that.
Yes. So that mission gives out a super-cooled Combat Impulse Engine Mark 11. Which is the second part of the Breen set.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it gives out something else too, but...
Yeah, the full... Yeah, the other one is just a... it's basically a consumable version of the grenades that the Breen guys use, if I remember correctly. Either that or it's the one that is a... it's the one that gives a... yeah, I think that's the one that acts like the Breen grenade. There is a version of it that just gives the effect, but it doesn't have any of the damage or anything.
So,
but that's going to be it for us for this week. Yep, we have one more mission.
We're leaving a cliffhanger.
Yep. So
ironically,
next time
it is like the next system over, so I'm just going to stop it right here.
Ah, convenient. Yeah, so next time we are going to finally uncover the secret of the preservers and hopefully save the Defuri from the Breen.
We're going to shove those Breen out in the cold.
Yeah. Then we'll probably go and do something else. Like, we'll go back to the plot line that we so strangely left hanging.
I'm sure that the Borg haven't completely assimilated the quadrant by now. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
It's like, see, that cube's gone, right? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Someone else took care of it. It's fine.
Yep.
Starfleet has tons of people on this stuff.
Yep. And I'll just mention it again that we are also still looking for folks' opinion on whether they want us to go on to another faction's storyline, and if so, which one, next after we're done with the Federation story, or whether they want us to start looking at the endgame content. Just let us know, and we'll see you all next time.
And if you don't decide, I will.
Yes.
Suddenly we start playing Macross like 30 or something like that.
No.
Could, except I don't own it and have no way to record my PS3, and I don't have a PS3.
Yeah,
So.
and I don't have it, and I'm not really interested in getting it. Hey.
Okay, so no Macross 30 Let's Play. Sorry.
No. Maybe we'll just do Strike Suit Zero instead.
That we could do, except it's not multiplayer.
No, it isn't, unfortunately.
Oh well. Bye, everybody.
Bye.